We have a very special guest here today, and we are delighted he could attend this evening because he's a very busy man. Brigadier Alan MacLeod was commissioned in 1986. He has served in the Germany, Northern Ireland, Uganda, Cyprus, Bosnia, Kosovo, Kuwait and Afghanistan. He was promoted to Brigadier in 2008 and posted to France and then Kabul. Brigadier MacLeod spent a year at the Royal College of Defence Studies in London before assuming command of the Defence College of Logistics. Policing and Administration in Deepcut in 2012. In 2012. He now moves on to serve with the Allied Rapid Reaction Corps in Gloucestershire. Brigadier MacLeod has a degree in History and Politics and Master's degrees in Defence Technology and International Relations. He is married to Bridget and has 2 daughters. He enjoys most sports and dreams about cars, self-sufficiency and cooking. Since he arrived at the RLC in Deepcut, he wasted no time in building a strong relationship with Surrey Heath Borough Council, which remains today. We shall miss him at our local events and would like to present him with a small token of our appreciation for all the help and assistance he has given in allowing us to use the prestigious Officers' Mess, Deepcut, as a venue for our annual civic dinner. Could he please come up to the diocese? And we've got some beautiful glasses here. Good luck. Thank you. Members, that concludes the business of this ordinary meeting. We will now start the extraordinary meeting of the Council, at which members will be invited to confer the title of Honorary Alderman and 2 former long-serving Borough Councillors. I would like to invite the leader to move the first motion on the agenda paper.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to move that Keith John Bush, a past member of the Council of the Borough of Surrey Heath from 1999 to 2015, representing West End Ward, having rendered eminent service to the Council, particularly as Mayor of the Borough for the municipal year 2006 to 2007, Deputy Mayor in 2005 to 2006, Chairman of the Leisure Committee from 2001 to 2002, a member of the Executive holding the Leisure Portfolio from 2002 to 2003, the Corporate Portfolio from 2003 to 2004, the Regulatory and Special Projects Portfolio from 2007 to 2008, the Planning, Development and Homes Portfolio from 2008 to 2009, the Organisational Development Portfolio from 2009 to 2012, and the Regulatory Portfolio from 2012 to 2015, and Chairman of the Local Development Framework Working Group, the Council's representative on South East Employers Organisation from 2010 to 2012, and recalling his sedulous devotion as a trustee of Chobham Poor Allotment Charity, as a parish councillor for the West End Parish Council, and particularly as Vice Chairman and Chairman of the Parish Council, and as a member of the Church Choir of Holy Trinity, West End, and St John's, Bisley. The Council of the Borough of Surrey Heath, in grateful recognition of these services, ably and honourably performed, does hereby confer upon the said Keith John Bush the title of Honorary Alderman of the Borough, in accordance with the provisions of Section 249 of the Local Government Act 1972. And I would just like to say, I think that shows quite what Keith has actually done, what a good councillor member he was. We gave his eulogy when he left, but he's now back again. And very well deserved, and one that I personally find very, very pleasing to be able to put tonight. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Gibson. I would like to invite Councillor Richard Brooks to second the first motion on the agenda paper.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to second that motion, having thoroughly enjoyed working with Keith, and I reserve my right not to speak for half an hour. Thank you.
Members, can you show your agreement to this proposal by raising your hands? Thank you, members. I declare the motion carried with unanimous vote. I would now like to invite Mr. Keith Bush to come to the dais to receive the scroll and the badge of Honorary Alderman. I would like now to invite the leader to move the second motion on the agenda paper.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to move that Alan Douglas Whitart, a past member of the Council of the Borough of Surrey Heath from 1993 to 2015, representing the Frimley Green ward, having rendered eminent service to the Council, particularly as Mayor of the Borough for the municipal year 2008 to 2009, Deputy Mayor in 2007 to 2008, and the Council's representative on the Surrey Heath Sports Council from 1998 to 2015, Relate from 1998 to 2011, the Surrey Heath Arts Council from 2010 to 2011, the Blackwater Valley Countryside Partnership between 2005 to 2015, the Surrey Heath Youth Focus from 2010 to 2015, the Blackwater Valley Recreation and Countryside Management Committee 2000 to 2001, the Police Community Partnership Group between 2000 and 2006, the Social Services Community Partnership Group from 2000 to 2001, and as an observer to the Camberley Football Club from 2010 to 2011, and recalling his sedulous devotion as the president of the first Frimley Green and Mitchett Scout Group, the Council of the Borough of Surrey Heath, in grateful recognition of these services ably and honourably performed, does hereby confer upon the said Alan Douglas Whitart the title of Honorary Alderman of the Borough in accordance with the provisions of Section 249 of the Local Government Act 1972. And once again, Madam Mayor, I would just like to say personally, I think this is very well deserved. I made the point that Alan has been our only opposition mayor and did a great credit to his party in the way he carried out his duty. And he's another one who went and is now back. So well done.
Thank you, Councillor Gibson. I would like to invite Councillor Rodney Bates to second the second motion on the agenda paper.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do want to say a few words on this occasion. I hope you don't mind me doing so. Before speaking about Alan Whitart, I'd just like to pass my own congratulations to Keith Bush, who I've known for many years. I haven't always agreed with you, Keith, as I know you know, but nonetheless, I've always respected very much. You've always been someone who's listened to the views of opposition members, and I'm very grateful for that, and I congratulate you on your honour this evening. I think it's very richly deserved. In terms of Alan, I'm delighted to second this motion, and I've also got some comments that have come through from another of his former group leaders, Mr. David Whitcroft has asked me to say a few words tonight. He apologises for not being here. He's in America, but has sent through a few comments which I will read in a few moments' time. The reason I'm so keen to support this is actually not quite for the reasons I'm here, although I do agree with everything that has been said by the leader of the council and all of the various services and groups that are run here, but actually the way that Alan has gone about it and the attitude that he's shown in his service, not just doing it, but the way that he's actually done that. And the first time I remember meeting Alan was actually I was standing on the touchline of a football pitch at Frimley Lodge Park. I was the temporary manager of 7th Camberley Cubs. I think you might even remember this. And he was the manager of Frimley Green. And I think his team won. I was just doing it temporarily. But what I can remember, even to this day, is the extremely encouraging and positive spirit that he showed to all of the young people there, to all the teams, and was a very positive example. And then moving that into his political life and his political career, I think all of us who knew him recognised that encouraging spirit, which he then continued to do for a very long time. I think it was 22 years in the council. Politics, as we all know, can be a really harsh business, and I think it's rare that when we go through it, for however long we do it, that we don't end up arguing vociferously with people. It will happen to those of you who are new councillors, as it's happened to me. But I think, as far as I know, and Alan may correct us later when we have a drink, I'm not aware of anybody that he had a row with, at least not in public, and not one he told me, and nor have I ever heard anybody give a bad word about him either. And I think for anybody as a politician to have that as an honour, I think that really shows considerable respect for the man himself. I know that he really enjoys the civic functions, and you've rightly mentioned, the Leader of the Council's rightly mentioned about being the first opposition mayor, and I know that was a real challenge for the Conservative group at the time. Would it be right to accept somebody who perhaps is going to have a different view? But I think Alan really showed the way on that, and really showed throughout his time, and has been quite rightly said, how to do that role, and how to do it in an honourable way. Not in a partisan way or anything like that, but in a way which honoured the council. And I know that other mayors have also done that, but Alan led the way, particularly this as the first opposition mayor. In terms of the civic functions, I know he's really enjoyed them, and he'll continue to enjoy them, I'm sure, including this one tonight, and other ones that he will now be invited to come to in this capacity as Honorary Alderman. And the comments that I've been asked to make by his former group leader, if I can just find them, is that he's asked me to make the following comments. Firstly, how well known in Frimley Green Alan was as a result of his extensive community connections, especially with young people through his football and scouting activities. And the point, and I'll quote this, the point might also be made that Alan is not really a party politician, but is primarily somebody who cares deeply for his local community and the people that make it up, irrespective of their political opinions. And I would really echo that. As his last group leader, I've really valued that friendship and the way that he's worked together in a cross-party manner, as indeed other colleagues have, of all views and all parties. So I really welcome and encourage you all to vote for him tonight, and I'm sure you will do.
Thank you, Councillor Bates. Members, can you show your agreement to this proposal by raising your hands? Unanimous vote. Thank you, members. I declare the motion carried. Can I now invite Mr Alan Whitart to come to the dais to receive the scroll and the badge of Honorary Alderman. Thank you, members. That concludes the business of the extraordinary meeting. I would like to invite you all to the members and invite you, members and honorary aldermen and your guests to join me in the members' room for refreshments. Thank you very much.
All rise.
It's got to be a first for everything, isn't it?
He did well.
Yes.